Welcome to the Hale Grady program, the Flyer TV show that shamelessly rips off Pardon the Interruption, a show on ESPN. Today we'll talk about Dayton to Daytona, the Recplex, and some awful music. But first, let's talk about tuition. Last week, the Board of Trustees approved an 8.1% tuition hike. Tuition will also increase 4% for law students, 6% for grad students. Brendan, is this unfair?
It's completely unfair. When I first entered school here, tuition was $24,000. It's $7,000 higher now, after only 3 years. Now, my aid has also decreased throughout the years, and so it's getting harder and harder for me to pay for college, and I'm going to have to take out more loans, and every student has to do the same.
Well, I think that's tough, but I don't know if it's fair. I mean, you got cost of energy increasing, you got the cost of faculty, plus they're trying to improve the school, you know, put it on the level of like a Notre Dame or a Villanova. I mean, would you rather have your degree worth that much more?
Well, I would, but in terms of, I think there's many things that can be cut, such as energy. There's a lot of ways to save energy, a lot of things we can implement that the school is not doing currently.
Halogen lights?
Yeah, and there's numerous ways to save money and decrease the cost of tuition for all the students.
Now, do you think they're not, so the administration is just not paying attention to these ways at all? Like they're just turning a blind eye to it, saying, well, we can just raise tuition, it's easier? I think there was a program up in Stewart in the residence halls where it was called the Blackout, and they were trying to get everyone to turn off their lights and cut energy by 20%. I mean, I think they're trying. I think it's an impossible battle, you know?
I think those are good starts, but more needs to be done to save money.
Okay.
The Recplex opened January 5th. It's 10,000 square feet and cost over $25 million, and almost everyone can agree that it was money well spent. Patrick, what's your favorite part of the Recplex?
Basketball courts. Those basketball courts. That whole area. The windows, you can look down from Stewart Hill, from VWK, you can see, like, is anyone playing? You can play basketball. It's hardwood, we're not composite rubber anymore. And you got the track above, so, I mean, it's just really well planned, it's beautiful, and I think it's going to really help out this school.
Oh, I love the weight room up on the top floor. And you have free weights, you have the Cybex machines, and then you have all those treadmills and ellipticals for anyone that wants to run. And the track is really nice. You can look right down on the basketball courts. There's so many things you can do up in the weight room. And on basketball courts, frankly, you can just play basketball.
No. But you can play basketball, but they had a volleyball tournament this weekend. You got the racquetball courts. I mean, Dayton's about community. It's about getting together with your friends. That's what basketball's a team sport, you know? Weightlifting, you're by yourself. Maybe you have a spotter, but I don't know. I think the basketball courts, that's the centerpiece of the new Recplex.
All right, I enjoy the community, and that's also one of the reasons why I like lifting weights. I'm up there, I see a lot of people I know, and so not only do I get a good workout, but I get to hang out with people too and say hi.
What about the pool? I mean, the pool's, we're not talking about the pool. That pool is fantastic. Do you think there's going to be like a club swim team or something?
Well, I think there should be, but as far as I know, they made it smaller than regulation, so they couldn't have a swim team.
They purposely couldn't have a swim team?
Yeah.
How about a diving team? No diving team. Okay. Brendan, inside the Recplex stands a new Flyer Enterprises venture, the Chill. The Chill serves juice, frozen yogurt, but no protein shakes that we enjoy. Is the Chill going to be successful?
I think it will be successful. Although I wish it had protein shakes. I think there's a lot of students that can go there when they're rock climbing just for hanging out, and they'll stop by the Chill to get some frozen yogurt. I think it'll be a very good hangout place for students.
No, but I don't know. You have protein shakes. That's like a staple. You were just saying how many people are up in the weight room. There's so many guys. I go into a party in the ghetto and I see a big tub of whey protein. I mean, I think if they had protein shakes there, they'd just be so profitable. And without them, I don't know why are you going to go get a frozen yogurt when you're all hot and sweaty after being on the treadmill for a half hour?
Because it's cold. And I agree, it would be a lot more successful with protein shakes, but the fact of the matter is it'll still be successful with frozen yogurt.
Let me ask you a question. When you go to the Recplex, do you see a lot of people at the Chill?
I see very few people, except during that volleyball tournament you mentioned. There were probably 15 people hanging around the Chill.
So maybe they need like a Chill stand, not like a permanent section in the Recplex. When do you work out?
I work out during lunch.
Lunchtime. That's a meal time. That's when people are hungry, they're getting food, and yet no one's there.
Frozen yogurt is a snack. They would not get that during lunch. They'd get that later in the afternoon.
At least, I don't understand how hard it is to put the powdered, a tablespoon of this powder inside a smoothie and call it a protein shake. Well, I mean, what's the problem there?
I think the problem is the health codes. There's different health codes to put stuff like that in. This week, groundhogs everywhere will wake up and take a look around. And if they don't scare themselves back into hibernation, they will collectively decide to end winter. Patrick, did winter ever start?
It was when I was home for break in New England. We had some winter. We had some pretty good snow, and it was cold. Here, maybe there was like a couple snowstorms, but no, it never started. It's like we've got one season or 3 seasons: spring, summer, fall, spring, and we're in spring right now. I mean, the top 5 highest temperature years recorded in human history are 2005, 2002, 2003, 2001, and 1998, which was El Nino. This is global warming, and I mean, we need to make it an issue, you know?
I think there was only one day of winter. If I remember correctly, it was December 8th, Christmas on campus. We had snow, and then that was it. I haven't seen snow since then, and it's been nearly 50 degrees the past week.
So is this going to cause, I mean, you're an engineer, you're a sciencey guy, is this going to cause problems? I mean,
it's going to cause major problems. Global warming is something that this world needs to wake up to. I mean, although it is nice to enjoy this warm weather, it's going to be a problem in the future.
Okay, so hypothetically, I'm some guy who's like, it's not, you know, we're in a warming season. Like, we were just in an ice age, the Earth's coming out of it. Global, it's not man-made, it's not carbon dioxide emissions, it's just normal.
Oh, you know what I say to that? Next time you start your car, stick your face down by your tailpipe and breathe in 5 times and see how you feel.
All right, good point. It's that time of year again, the unofficial American holiday called Super Bowl Sunday. The past few years have seen the most exciting Super Bowls in recent memory, but the commercials were not very good. Brendan, you watching the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Are you watching for the game or for the commercials?
This year, I'm watching for the game. Previous years, it was the commercials all the way. But this year, we got 2 very exciting teams. I've been watching the Steelers. I'm not a Steelers fan particularly, but they're a nice team. I'm rooting for them. I hope they win, and I've enjoyed watching them this past year.
What about the Seahawks, though? I mean, they're West Coast. No one really cares about the Seahawks. Name 2 Seahawks players.
Hey, Sean Alexander, and that's all I can name right now. I am not much of a football fan, but the fact that I'm watching the Super Bowl for the game instead of the commercials is saying something.
I'm a huge football fan, but I mean, I'm excited about the commercials this year, and there is one reason I'm excited: the Burger King. I mean, he's been just steadily gaining momentum. He started with the lumberjack in the bedroom pulling out the burger. You know, now he's doing football highlights.
Well, that's all you got. You got the king, and that's it. The past few years, the Super Bowl commercials have declined. Like, I mean, granted, 5 years ago, the Super Bowl commercials, it's where it was at.
Budweiser Frog.
Yeah, but since then, there's been a few exciting commercials, and this year, I wouldn't be surprised if the Burger King commercial is the only exciting commercial.
Oh, come on. Why do you think this is happening? What's going on? Never mind. We won't even discuss that. It's not even worth discussing.